Okay, here we're going to go through the Contact Form 7 and the Flamingo plugin as we use them within the Oxygen Builder. So first, we should have Contact Form 7 and the Flamingo plugin installed. Now to find our forms, all we have to do is go to Contact in the WP Admin area and click on Contact Forms. Here we're going to see our contact form is set up and we have the shortcode. And just let's quickly take a look at some of the features within the contact form. The first one difference is we've wrapped our form with a div tag with the class form wrap. And we'll take a look at why this was added and what extra feature this adds. Now just going over some of the input fields, you see that we use the shortcode wrapped in the square brackets, and it's different for depending on the type of input we want. Here we have text or telephone, email, text area, and we can even set up different ones as you see across the tab here. Now the second area within those shortcodes is the name of your shortcode that you could reference later on within your messages, within your settings. And then we see in this case we just gave it a simple name, your phone, your email, your message, so on. Then we'll see in our mail tab, this is where we set where this is going to go. Now if it's going to go to a specific person, well, we want to put that email in there. In the from, this is our from message, we would put the name and the email and also the subject of the form. Then in our additional headers, well, we'd want to make sure that it's set up so that the person who's filling it out, it can be replied back to them by just clicking the reply button within your email provider. Next we have our message of your body, and again we're referencing those shortcodes by the name. Here we see it's from the name, the email of those who sent it. The subject, it wasn't dynamic, so we filled one in. Message body, well, we put in that shortcode for your message. Quite simple, easy to follow. In the messages tab, we have the different messages that that are used within the contact form. Different validation messages, error messages. One important one is the sent successfully message that the sender would see. That's the first one at the top, so that we can change this to whatever we want. In our additional settings, this is where we get into using the Flamingo. By default, Contact Form 7 does not save your submissions. So that's where Flamingo comes in. And all we have to do is type in Flamingo _ then the name of our desired column. In this case, it's email, and we'd reference it to your email, that shortcode that we made within the form. And then the next name, your name, and we make sure things are lined up. And of course, since this doesn't have a dynamic subject, well, we put a subject column in there. That way we can differentiate it from other forms that are submitted, because we want, if there's more than one form on the site, we want to be able to easily find the submissions. So that's the basic settings. Now how do we actually put this onto the page? Well, if we take a look at our contact page that we already have set up, here we just have to use the Shortcode Module, and we can find that by just going into Add and typing in Shortcode, and there's our Shortcode Module, which we already have on the page. Then to see the settings, we just have to click on that module and we paste in the shortcode for contact form. And we can find that shortcode by easily going into our contact form itself, and we see it at the very top. Or if we go to our list of contact forms to see all of them, well, we're going to see the second column is our shortcode. So we could easily copy and paste it from there. Now for styling, what we did is on the shortcode itself, we actually put a class called contact form. And if we go into our manage style sheets here, and then go down, we can see that we have a style sheet called contact form. And we just set up some basic styling for it. One thing to notice is that we see that class form wrap, but it's preceded by two other classes. One, the default WordPress contact form 7-form, and then it has the class sent on it. This is because by default, contact form, when the form is submitted, it adds the class sent. So what we want to do is we want to hide our form after the form is submitted, so that they just see the thank you message and that's it. They don't still see the form. And we can see that in action by just going to our contact page. And take a look here, type in our name, our phone, 555-555-555, our email, me@me.com, and test. And here we can do a test message and the thank you message pops up. So that's all it is when it comes to using contact form 7.